The room pulsed with a suffocating silence, broken only by the sharp clink of wine glasses on the oak table. My wife, Clara, stood at the center of our living room, her cheeks flushed from Merlot and fury, her friend's eyes darting between us like spectators at a gladiator match. "You're a worthless loser," she screamed, her voice a jagged blade slicing through the air. The words hit me like a physical blow, my chest tightening as her friends froze, their laughter dying in their throats. I opened my mouth, but no sound came. My gaze dropped to the floor, where the polished wood reflected the flickering chandelier, a distorted mirror of my humiliation. I wanted to scream back, to hurl something equally vicious, but my tongue felt leaden. Instead, I muttered, "You don't mean that." My voice barely a whisper, drowned by the weight of her accusation. Her friends shifted uncomfortably, their chairs creaking as they avoided my eyes. Clara's lips curled into a sneer, but something flickered in her gaze, guilt, maybe, or fear. It was gone before I could name it. I turned and walked out, the door's soft click behind me louder than any slam. The night air was crisp, biting at my knuckles as I shoved my hands into my jacket pockets. Our suburban street was quiet, the sodium glow of streetlights casting long shadows that seemed to chase me. I walked aimlessly, replaying her words, each syllable a fresh wound. Worthless. Loser. Clara wasn't cruel, not usually. We'd been married 8 years, built a life of shared laughter, late-night talks, and quiet mornings over coffee. But lately, she'd been distant, her smiles forced, her touches fleeting. I'd chalked it up to stress. Her new job at the law firm demanded long hours, and I'd been too busy with my own work to press her. Now, her outburst felt like a crack in a dam, threatening to unleash something I wasn't ready to face. I stopped at the park, the swings creaking in the breeze, their chains a ghostly moan. My phone buzzed in my pocket. A text from Clara, "I'm sorry. Come home." I stared at the screen, my thumb hovering over the reply button. The apology felt hollow, like a bandage on a broken bone. I typed, "Need space," and hit send before I could overthink it. As I pocketed the phone, I noticed a notification I hadn't seen. A photo she'd sent earlier, meant for someone else. It was Clara, laughing in a dimly lit bar, her hand resting on a man's arm. His face was half hidden, but the intimacy of her posture twisted my gut. I zoomed in, my breath catching. The timestamp, last night, when she'd said she was working late. My heart pounded, a dull roar in my ears. I wanted to believe it was innocent, a colleague, a friend. But the way her fingers curled around his sleeve, the tilt of her head, screamed something else. I sank onto a bench, the cold metal biting through my jeans. Memories flooded me. Her late nights, the perfume I didn't recognize, the way she'd started locking her phone. I'd dismissed it all, too trusting, too afraid to ask. Now, doubt gnawed at me, sharp and relentless. I returned home at dawn, the house dark except for a single lamp in the living room. Clara was curled on the couch, her mascara streaked, a glass of wine untouched beside her. She looked up, her eyes red-rimmed. "Where were you?" she asked, her voice small, almost childlike. I wanted to hold her, to erase the night, but the image of that photo burned behind my eyes. "Who was he?" I asked, my voice steady despite the tremor in my hands. Her face paled, her lips parting as if to deny it, but she said nothing. The silence was an answer, heavy and damning. "The guy in the bar." I pressed, holding up my phone. "You sent me the photo by mistake." Her breath hitched, and she stood, wrapping her arms around herself. "It's not what you think," she said, but her voice cracked, betraying her. "He's just someone from work. We were celebrating a case." "Celebrating?" I echoed, the word bitter on my tongue. "With your hand on his arm, laughing like I haven't seen you laugh in months." My voice rose, raw and jagged. "Tell me the truth, Clara." She looked away, her fingers twisting the hem of her sweater. "It was a mistake," she whispered. "A few drinks, a moment of weakness. It didn't mean anything." The confession hit like a tidal wave, drowning the air in my lungs. I wanted to rage, to demand details, but all I could see was her face, guilty, broken, and still the woman I loved. "How long?" I asked, my voice barely audible. "A month," she admitted, tears spilling down her cheeks. "I was going to end it. I swear, I love you. Love. The word felt like a lie now, a fragile thing shattered by her choices. I sank into a chair, my mind reeling. I saw us at our wedding, her smile radiant under the summer sun. I saw her packing my lunch with a handwritten note. I saw her laughing with him, her betrayal a blade in my chest. Why? I asked, the question a plea. She knelt before me, her hands reaching for mine, but I pulled away. I felt invisible, she said, her voice trembling. You were always working, and I got lost. He saw me, made me feel alive again. Her words stung, each one a mirror to my own failures. Had I been blind? Too caught up in my own world to notice her slipping away? Guilt mingled with my anger, a toxic brew that left me dizzy. You could have talked to me, I said, my voice breaking. Instead, you broke us. She sobbed, but I couldn't comfort her. Not yet. Maybe not ever. I stood, my legs unsteady, and walked to the door. I need time, I said, echoing my earlier text. As I stepped into the morning light, her cries followed me, a haunting echo of what we'd lost. But as I walked, a new thought pierced the haze, a memory of her phone buzzing late at night, a call she'd silenced with a nervous glance. She'd said it was a client, but now I wondered, what else had she hidden? The question lodged in my chest, a dark seed of suspicion. I stopped, my breath visible in the cold air, and realized the truth might be worse than I'd imagined. This wasn't just a moment of weakness, it was a web of secrets, and I was only beginning to unravel it.